2019. We were talking a little bit ago. This is our second step in saying goodbye to our seniors. First step was back in the halftime when we lined them up across the field and let them take a bow. Today is a very special day and tradition, long standing with the Kingwood Band. About 15 years ago, we were in here for 2.5 hours and we got through letter O. And the rest of the alphabet didn't get to come up and get their flower. So since then, we've regulated and anticipated our time. So there's 43 seniors, and if all of them get 2 minutes, we'll be in here an hour and a half, and that's too long. You all agree with that? So what we're asking the whoever's speaking to do, and parents getting pictures, which is fantastic, is we're trying to keep it somewhere between a minute and 15 seconds, something like that. Yes, I'm going to keep a stopwatch, okay? I'm going to be the bad cop here as we continue to get through this this program. Can you go ahead and get some of them lined up, please? Couple pieces of instruction. This blue tape is an aisle. It's on purpose. This tape up here is an aisle, and it should be. You're fine. Those of you on this side of the uniform rack are okay. As Mr. Morrison, Mr. Landez calls you up as you're speaking, go behind the uniform rack and pick up the flower. Those of you who speak, you have to keep the microphone close to your face. Yes or no? It's going to seem like you're louder than you ever wanted to talk, but you have to keep the microphone close to your face so that we can all hear you. Right? Okay. I was trying to think if there's any other pieces of... Oh. So the senior's going to stand here on the podium, and... You okay? Are you comfortable? That was just weird looking. Okay. We have one student that needs to catch the early bus because he plays varsity football. Give it up for Mr. Ryan Grassman. Up on the podium.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Very high. Hello. I did not expect to go first, so I'm not ready. That's okay. Many of y'all may not know Ryan Grassman because he does not march with us, because he is one of the best football players on the team. You know, we see him on the bench all the time. It's great. You know, but still, you can hear us chanting your name all the time. Don't pretend you don't. I had the pleasure of sitting next to Ryan last year in symphonic band, and he greeted me every day with a very kind word and a slap on the thigh. It was, you know, what can I say? I wouldn't want to get greeted any other way. So, I guess that about sums it up. So, as you hear us chanting at the football games, I think we deserve a chant. Ryan Grassman. Ryan Grassman. Ryan Grassman. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Next up, we have Lainey Albert. Come on down, Lainey.
So a lot of people kind of like think me and Lainey hate each other. It's like every time we see each other, we're kind of just arguing. But really, she does love me. Most older siblings just ignore their younger siblings when she get in band, but like she would always just talk to me and follow me around. So, you know, I don't know why she always wanted to talk to me so much. So, all the nice things she did really helped me through band because, marching band's kind of crazy. Like, she would always bump into me every time she walked by me or call me stupid a lot. Even though her music really did suck, our car rides were pretty fun, especially when she was buying me food, except she doesn't have money, so I bought her food a lot. Well, so what really sucks about you leaving is I think I'm going to have to actually look at the charm schedule now because I don't actually ever know the time. You just tell me when I have to be there. So I got you a present. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, 'cause
You just smile.
yeah.
Come on down, Isaac Barton.
Okay, I've only known Isaac for about 3 months, but in the time that I've come to know him, he's come to be one of my best friends. He's been so kind to me and to so many people around him, and through all the early morning rehearsals and late night games, he's encouraged me to keep a smile on my face and to never give up, whether that be a paper due in English or a difficult part in our show. After every performance, he's always there to ask how I did and how I felt about the run, and every day he makes me laugh. I came to this school pretty afraid of upperclassmen, but he was the first to approach me at lunch on the first day of school and ask me how my day was. I'm so grateful that I've come to know him, and I can't wait to see what he does in the future.
Come on down, Blake Broadway.
Hi. I met Blake last year during summer marching, but it wasn't really until school started and we were in the same band that we really started talking, getting to know each other. I was a freshman last year, so I was totally new to high school and how we do everything. And Blake, he went to Lufkin, and he was new at Kingwood High School last year as well. So I feel like that really drew us together because we were both new to this program and everything. And having someone to relate to when I didn't know how to do something or something that everyone else knew how to do and stuff like that, it was really nice. And last year, it was also being a freshman and stuff. It was pretty stressful with high school being so much different than middle school. And Blake was always there, whether he tried to or not. He could always cheer me up in band just with his personality. He was always carefree and just super funny. I can't believe you're leaving. See ya.
Thanks, Ross. I miss you.
Is Tanner Buxton in the room?
Okay. When I first met you, I never thought that all the adventures we had would have happened. We've gotten closer over the time being, and I'm glad to say I can call you my best friend. You've helped me through so much this year, like even more than I can explain. You've changed my life without even trying, and I don't think I could ever tell you how much you mean to me. I'm going to miss all the wild things you do and all the crazy adventures we have together, like going on a 2-hour road trip to Buc-ee's late at night or just sitting at Slim Chickens and doing nothing. Soon you'll be walking across stage realizing that your senior year is over, and soon you'll be on your way to college. The rest of this year is going to go by fast, and I hope that you'll cherish the special moments because no matter what, you won't be able to come back to this day. So let's go on our weird road trips, and when all we do is rant or talk before we both have band and go to Slim Chickens and go and do whatever and enjoy it while we still have this time together. Even though I'm not saying goodbye today, it will be here before you know it. So as Winnie the Pooh once said, how lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard.
If you need Kleenex, I have plenty in the office. Come on down, Elizabeth Kappen.
Okay, so let me tell y'all about this crazy girl I met in middle school. Her name is Elizabeth, and there's a few things you should know. She is one of the kindest people you will ever meet. She has the most genuine personality and is always there to cheer you up when you're feeling down. She also has some pretty amazing dance moves, so if you ever see her at rehearsal or just around the hallways, she's always doing some goofy little dance, and it'll definitely make your day. And Elizabeth, okay, so one thing we started 2 years ago is what we call Taco Bell Tea Time. Elizabeth is obsessed with Taco Bell, and basically what we started doing was going to Taco Bell, and we just talked about our problems or how our week was going. It was kind of a therapy session, but with food, which is even better, right? So, Elizabeth, there are a few things that I want to say thank you for. Thank you for being my church buddy, for the many rides home, for always putting a smile on my face, for all the Taco Bell tea times, but most importantly, thank you for being a genuine and kind role model. I look up to you, and your personality is truly one of a kind. I'm going to miss you so much next year, but I know you'll do so many great things.
If there are some family members that would like to come up and get pictures, that's okay. We can take 30 seconds to do that. Come on down, Jonathan Clark.
I think we can all say that when we started out in KM4B, we were all pretty terrified. I know I definitely was. Everything was so intimidating, and the thing that helped the most was having an upperclassman like you there to always help me. I remember meeting you on the bus and immediately bonding over Green Day and crazy chicken stories. You knew exactly how to make an annoying freshman feel like they belonged. You also made those horrible bus rides home from Summer Creek a little more enjoyable. Ever since then, you've constantly been there for me and helped me through everything. I love you so much. I'm gonna miss you next year.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Mr. Joshua Crump.
I only got a minute, 30 seconds. You better hurry. Okay, so I've known Josh as a great percussionist, friend, and role model in drumline for about 4 years now. And I'd say that Josh is the ideal drumline student. He's always really hardworking. He's marched bass 3, which is really heavy, for 3 years. And he's really dedicated. So dedicated, in fact, that he's skipping his uncle's wedding tomorrow to go to NAMV with us. That's right, Josh. Good job. Josh is also our bass lieutenant, and he's really keen on keeping tradition. In the drumline, we have lots of traditions that we like to keep up, except for the drumline drama. He stays out of that and attempts to make peace and resolve all the conflicts. He's also very prepared as he's an Eagle Scout. I remember when I met him at Region Band auditions in 7th grade. Oh, whoops. He had his mallet bag loaded with snacks and candy that he had smuggled into the audition room. Josh is also a great learner. He learned last year how to sew on buttons to uniforms after he was caught throwing his uniform out of the bus window. All in all, Josh is an awesome, kind, hardworking, and talented percussionist and friend, and I am so happy that I've known you, Josh. We're going to miss you next year.
Thank you. That's good. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Lourdes, you're one of the coolest people I've ever met.
Words can't describe how much I appreciate you and how much I'm going to miss you when you go off to college. You make band so much better than it is because I'm able to talk to you. Even if it's during games or 2-minute water breaks, it's still awesome. Band wouldn't be nearly as much the same without you. You're always there for me and it means so much to me. I've had some great memories in band. When we spent 4 hours looking for some place to eat at State and another hour looking for ice cream because Connor wanted dessert, it was one of the best memories I've ever had. And I'm also so happy I was able to spend it with you. When you go off to college and make all your new friends, remember us? Remember that if we need anything, the Trauma section will always be there for you because we're all one big family. Just don't be a stranger and keep in touch with us every once in a while because we're going to miss you, and I'm pretty sure when I speak for everyone, when the Traumas, when I say, we love you so much and we can't wait to see what the world's in store for you. As someone as amazing as you. Yeah, I'm so bad.
Next up is Mr. Trevor DeBenin.
So nice of you. Let me join you up here. Okay. Congratulations. I don't know. Okay, going for a hand. Oh, you did it. Trevor and I, there's a long story about why I'm up here giving him the speech, and you're going to hear it. Trevor and I were freshmen at the same time. We both came to Kingwood High School at the same year. It was a big deal, and Trevor stuck out as one of the students who always wanted to get to know me a little bit more. He realized pretty quickly that I don't really follow sports really actively, and so he was like, this is a quote from Trevor's mouth, well, you don't really know about sports very much, so I'm just going to talk to you about girls the whole time. It's true. So our relationship was then built on every discussion about dating advice, anything you could ever want, right? So many personal questions and always perpetually asking me to hang out, to which I always responded, Trevor, when you graduate, we can be friends, but right now, we are not going to hang out. And once again, that's how I'm giving this speech. I said, Trevor, I will only give you a speech if no one signs up. Therefore, he told everyone, is this true? It is true. Not to sign up. So I'm here. This has been a theme for the last 4 years. Another example of this is the Horns have a tradition during our, that's really it. Quickly. I'm going to go real fast. Thanks for not quitting band. Oh, no problem. I enjoy all the times together. You made this percussion section better, and I appreciate you. Yep. Oh, wait, we get a picture. Are you going to take our picture? Come on down, Danica. Hope it was everything we do.
Danica, when I first met you, I was in 6th grade. And after that first interaction, I was like, I want to be just like her. I want to be as charismatic, generous, and as a wonderful person you were. And being someone, and now you're someone I can talk to, and you can give me advice that I need to hear, like someone I can always confide in. But despite you being all those things, I didn't expect a couple. Like how last-minute donut runs in the pouring rain, and we only had minutes to get back to class, and leaving silly notes in each other's binders every day. Even switching spots on the field, or when you had a fever. or witnessing you struggle with a fever and trying to get through rehearsal, or even being delusional and repeating the same joke every 5 seconds. The past years have been incredible, from the lowest to the highest, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Thank you so much for being incredible.
So sweet. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you did so good. You did a fantastic job. Thank you, sweetheart. That was very
Come on down, Mr. Jack Gilligan.
All right, let me just start it like this. I love you so much, man, and you're like a father figure to me. And you help me with everything school-related and life-related. Let's just say I've been through the highs and lows with you and everything in between. It has all been great. You've been the most impactful person I have ever got the privilege of calling a friend. Jack, you mean the whole world to me, man, and seeing you take off to college, it's really got me reminiscing about the amazing times we have had together. You are such an amazing and genuine person that will always have a place in my heart. I have so many memories with you, but this one really sums it all up. The first time ever meeting you, I see you at band practice and you ate an entire Carolina Reaper. And then you got sick and everyone was just laughing at you. And to wrap this one up, Jack, you're going to be missed more than imaginable, and I know you will go on to do great things with your life. From here on out, to put it short, keep being amazing for the world and everyone to see, and good luck in the future, Jack. I love you, man.
Good job. Come on down, Mr. Caleb Gregory.
So this is Caleb. I think everyone knows him, and if for those of you parents that don't know Caleb, you definitely know when Caleb is in the room. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually get my speech out now. Let's see. So I don't know if I've ever walked into a room and Caleb hasn't hugged me and said, "Oh my God, it's best friend Ben." So I always feel really welcome when I come in the room. Now, if you look over there, you see a poster that says grit. And that's a value we have in this band. And now Caleb has some grit. Last year he came in every morning and he'd tell me, "I got hit by a car on his ride on his ride to school on his bike." So that's some real grit right there. I actually walked into pre-cal this morning, and my teacher, Mr. Conley, had written on the board an equation. It read, "Car IQ is greater than Caleb IQ times infinity." So Caleb's a bit of a legend around here. I don't know if there's many people in the world, though, that care about each individual person more than Caleb. One time I was going to drive home when it was raining, and he texted me and said, "Make sure you tell me when you get home because I don't want you to get hurt." And I love Caleb.
Love you.
Where's the picture? I gotta get the picture.
Come on down, Mr. Michael Hansen.
Okay, so apparently I'm supposed to hand this to you before I start the speech. That way it doesn't break. So Michael Hansen, he's many things to this band. He's our band dance rapper. He's our drumline captain, and he's also our band hype man. He gets us hype before all of our competitions. And he's also super friendly, welcoming, and a real personable young man of great character. He's a great drumline captain, and that's not just like a small task. You got to understand the percussion section is really tough to lead. Like we're insane, okay? He also thrives as a leader in adversity, which is basically all the time in the percussion section, and all of his reasoning is sound and confident whenever he's making decisions about how to make us better. He's also the voice of reason during arguments and discussions in the drumline group chat or when we're just hanging out. Except for that one last year, that one time when he might have started a civil war between Battery and Pitt. But other than that, he's also very loyal. He always works super hard for our section. The one time he wasn't loyal was when last year he decided to feature in a diss track that the other section leaders made against the percussion section. As you can see, Michael's really jacked because he plays bass forward and he works really hard. And all in all, I'm glad to have known you as a drumline captain and also as a friend.
how do I even start this? About a year and a half ago, when I first moved here, it was a hard transition for me, not only to high school, but to my section as well. Misty walked into Mr. Marinaro's class. Sorry, old habits died hard. With her signature Starbucks in her hand that she has literally every day without fail. And laughing at a joke that she made with Sadie that she started. I knew that today would get better. Then fast forward a little bit of time together, and we were in band. If you walked in on a regular day, you'd probably see me and Misty making jokes and playing the hotel game on your phone. That I'm still impressed by your score because it's super high. Don't know the name of it still, but you're always there for me every time I needed a ride, for every time I needed to spill tea to someone. Anytime I needed advice, I needed someone to give me advice, and with your witty one-liners at every and any band practice. Even though I only met you a little bit ago, I knew that we'd be close friends for a while. I can't believe that you are graduating this year and going to college. I know that you will do amazing things and be an amazing teacher in your near future. I love you, Misty, and thank you for making my time in high school with you amazing.
Come on down, Daniel Hollebeck.
All right, guys, so this is Daniel, and if you don't know him, I'm sure you can hear him playing an octave higher than the rest of the trumpets in the stands the whole time. But my first time meeting Daniel was during summer band when I was a freshman, and we were all kind of meeting each other, and Daniel was off in the distance looking at a cloud. So, I was like, I don't want to be friends with this guy. But over the past year, I've really gotten to talk to him a lot, and he's one of the most genuinely nice people I think I've ever gotten to talk to. Even though half our conversations end up with him going da 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 and just articulating a song that he expects me to know. But yeah. And so I'd like to speak on behalf of the trumpets and say that we're really going to miss you next year. And thank you for carrying us pretty hard.
All right. If I got a few things to say about you, man. All right. This is the Hayden House, guys. Yes, I'm talking about the bassoon king right here. Ever since 6th grade, I've looked up to this guy with all his scales and his double tonguing and his awards. This is the man, all right? The man. And in fact, I didn't like you in 6th grade. I did not like you. You were my enemy. I wanted to be you. I wanted to be better than you. And then I met you my freshman year. And man, have you changed my world. You are such an amazing guy. With your weird jokes, your funny voices. I mean, man, they are weird. But you have just made me become such an amazing player. You really helped me out last year, man. You told me what to worry about, what not to worry about, and you've just made me such a better person and a better bassoonist, and I don't know what I'd do without you.
Come on down, Sean Jensen.
Let's go, big man. Let's go. Okay. You know, on the surface, Sean may come off as a serious and intelligent drum major. But the Sean that But the Sean that I've had the privilege of knowing the past 3 years is anything but that. Especially the smart part. Sean, I'm not sorry for calling you a Japanese spider crab. I'm not sorry for also calling you a Goliath grouper. I believe it 100%, like completely. There's no doubt, okay? But I am sorry that you have to leave us next year. Here we go, getting sappy. I know you're going to be moving on to bigger and better things, but I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss riding in Petunia while blasting Spanish music in the middle of the night. Oh, man. I'm going to miss seeing you in your car, in my room, at 2:62, yes, 2:62, in the morning. I'm going to miss walking past, where am I at? I'm going to miss walking past you in the halls and calling you stupid and hearing you make some random sound. I'm going to miss sitting in your back seat and finding, never mind, not going there. And, but enough with the sappy stuff. you don't deserve that much praise. Oh, crap. You know, I love you, man. I'm going to miss you. We're all going to miss you. I love you.
Come here, I got a picture. Where are you going?
Oh, man.
Skylar Kelly.
Madame. Skylar, from making up dances to coloring contests to teasing me until I cry, you're pretty much my sister at this point. We've made 9 years of memories together, and I can't begin to imagine how my life would be different without you. You push me to have fun in whatever I'm doing and make bad situations better, especially because most of the time I'm having fun with trying to embarrass you. Spending the last 2 years in high school with you has made our relationship even stronger. I'm gonna miss our rants in your car and our top secret chats that happen every morning. We know each other's secrets and help each other out. You're the most determined, hardworking person, and whenever you want to do something, you put your mind to it and make it happen. I can't believe I'm gonna have to say goodbye to my big sister soon, but I know you're excited to move on to the next chapter of your life in a few months.
Come on down, Josh Costco.
I'd like to start out this speech with a quote. A wise man once said, "Hi, my name is Josh Costco." I'll give you all a second to soak up the epic nature of what I just said. The experience you just felt after hearing such an epic statement is what the tuba section will be missing once Josh is gone. I know this sounds like a eulogy, and in a weird way it kind of is. Not a eulogy for Josh. It's more like the end of an era for the tuba section. An era that, as the prophecy states, started with Hussein, then Josh, and brings us to now. Our section leader from last year, I can't really remember his name right now, said that the section was going to surpass him. He said that in the hands of Josh, all of the bad will slowly fade and the good will become great. If that section leader were here, wherever he is, I would like to tell him that his prophecy was right, Josh was better, and we were lucky to have him.
Come on down, Drea Larson.
Oh my God. Here you go. Drea, I'm so grateful that you are in my life. Ever since 7th grade, you've been someone I can look up to. You are such a sweet and caring person who never fails to make me laugh. I distinctly remember on my 8th grade night 3 years ago that you made me feel included and excited about marching band. Your enthusiasm is one of the main reasons I decided to continue playing the clarinet and was a defining moment in my band career. Although it's going to be tough to not see you every day, I know you're going to do great things in college and beyond. It seems so long ago that we were in honors band stressing about 16th note runs and chair tests, and I can't believe that you're graduating. I'm so lucky to have met you, and you've influenced me more than you know. Thank you for being so compassionate, understanding, and kind, and all around an incredible person.
Marta Lopez.
Okay. Dear Carla, I feel so many emotions about you graduating that it's hard to put them into words, so all I can do is say thank you. Thank you for being one of the most friendly, trustworthy, generous, and freaking hilarious people I know. I can always count on you for anything, whether it be asking for advice, spilling tea, making random direct eye contact with you at lunch, or asking you for the time every 10 minutes of rehearsal. You are always such a cheerful person I know I can lean on. You know how to make so many people laugh, you radiate such positive energy, and you are just so fun to be around. After 3 years of making countless meaningful memories with you, it saddens me that you have to leave, but I'm excited for where your life will take you next. I'm going to miss spending time with you at rehearsal and pretending to beat each other up. If we don't stay in touch when you leave, we're gonna have to meet behind Kroger at the witching hour. Sorry, I don't make the rules. I'm also going to miss being with you in the stands at games, and you always psyching me out by telling me to watch out when the flag isn't anywhere close to where we stand. Overall, I and many others are going to miss you so much. We're going to miss your constant jokes, contagious laughter, and your kind-heartedness. Most of all, we're going to miss having such an amazing person close to home. Oh, crap. Okay, I'll finish it later. I have more, but okay, I'm good. We're good. I love you. Okay, come on. Whoa. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Come on down, Boating Lou.
我不能想象，我已经认识波听3年了。这3年你是我的很好的朋友，但是呢，我知道你未来上大学，然后毕业以后找工作，找到很好的工作，对吧？你未来会是个很伟大的人的，我呢也会很想你的，所以呢，我就告诉你，我爱你，你是我很好的朋友，永远都不会忘记你。
Come on down, Daxon Morato.
I don't think I need to stand up here. All right. Okay. It's good? Okay. Daxon has been a huge part of my time in KM4B. He has been a great friend ever since I joined the baritone section, and together we have made some great memories. Times like when we had to go back to pick a panicked Daxon up from K Park in the middle of the night, to baritone lunches and dinners at WADA, or when we were forced to watch meme compilations at movie night because Daxon brought a scratch copy of The Quiet Place. I still haven't watched the rest of that movie, and I'm kind of salty about it. In addition to being a great friend of my section, he was also one of my load crew lieutenants and definitely my favorite load crew leader. Every time David was pissed for one reason or another, I would always look back to Daxon, who would most of the time have no idea why he was pissed. He was a big part of why Load Crew was so fun last year and has been a huge reason that the past 2 years of band have been some of the best times of my life. I'm sure that wherever he goes and whatever he chooses to do, he'll be just as great a person as he was during his time in band. When I look back at the past 2 years of my life, I will always remember him, whether it is as Lieutenant Dum Dum or Dax Dax Marinera or just Dax Maranto.
Come on down, Alex Mize.
Oh, I hope you cry. So I've thought about this speech for the past few weeks a lot, and I started to realize that nothing I could ever say would show you just how much I love you. Alex, despite the fact that we started out by hating each other, every minute I've spent being your friend has been nothing short of amazing. I've never been more proud of being able to call someone my best friend than I have with you. From hanging out after school every day to adopting every freshman that we come into contact with, you've made the past 2 years the happiest and most love-filled years of my life. You're such an incredible person, and I have no idea how I'm going to survive next year without my best friend. I do know that I'm going to miss you so much. We all will. Thank you for being there for me through everything.
We have a senior that's not on our list. His name is Tyler Morrison. The first time I talked to Tyler Morrison, he was on vacation in Minnesota. He lived in Tennessee, and I called him trying to find us an assistant. Didn't we do good? He is a senior, and I think, did we get you a letter jacket?
Yes.
We got him a letter jacket. He's officially a senior, but he's not graduating because he already did.
So, hey, I'm the new teacher here, obviously, but I've had the pleasure of knowing Tyler for the last few months, and I can say I was trying to find something inspirational to say, but I wound up coming with just ways he surpasses me, and I could only find one. It's the beard. Look at that beard. How do you do it? Do you put product in it? Do you comb it? Do you shampoo it? I don't know.
I'll tell you one day.
Okay.
When you're old enough.
Hook me up. Yeah. Anyway, you're a great teacher. I've had the pleasure of knowing a lot of teachers, and not many can encourage, inspire, and just care about each individual student like you do. And I'm looking forward to learning from you in the coming years. I mean, he's graduating, so I won't see him again, right? No. Tyler Morrison.
Next up is Delaney Novak.
This is for you. There you go. So, over about the past week, we've all been talking about rose ceremony speeches, of course. And everyone has yelled at me today because I said I haven't written it yet. Well, that's not entirely true. I've tried to write the speech about 3 times this week, and I couldn't come up with how much I love you. Delaney is the happiest person that I know. Every time that we're at a really early morning practice, she goes, "Hi, Caroline, good morning." And I look at her, and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I go, "No." It's too early. But she's so happy all the time, and she loves everybody. Delaney's the most caring person that I know. I love you, Delaney. I'm going to miss you a lot next year.
Next up is Caitlin Omensberger.
Caitlin, you have done so much for this band, from your Girl Scout project preparing the band hall after Harvey, to being a fantastic section leader that led the clarinets to section of the season. But for me, the greatest gift you've ever given to me was your friendship. I have cherished every moment. All the laughs, all the long, silly talks, all the sleepovers, all the makeovers, and making up random words like burp. I will miss you so much. And I'm going to miss you in so many ways. You've helped me recognize the value of myself during my hardest times. And I know when you go off to Texas Tech and working with horses and fulfilling your dreams, you're going to do amazing things. I can't wait to hear all about your new experiences. But until then, let's continue to have great times. And I love you so much.
Nick Pisani.
Oh man, Nick Pisani. Okay. Most of you already know Nick Pisani is the ideal band student. He shows up to everything, always on time, you know, teacher's pet all the way through and through. He's definitely had his moments, you know, the hole in the cafeteria wall, ordering a pound and a half of Louis tortilla fajita beef for a game. That was very delicious. Being 50% of the reason that Bus 3 gets laps all the time, and countless others that, you know, we don't have time for. I just remember being a nervous freshman at band camp and laughing so hard my stomach hurt because of how much you pissed Danica off. But now instead of Danica, we cry laughing during class and only annoy Mr. Balch and Mr. Morrison. Sorry, y'all. You have easily become one of my best friends, and it'll be hard to see you go. But I'm sure that you'll be remembered around here for a couple more years, even if it's only Mr. Balch using you as an example for the freshmen of what not to do during band camp. I hope wherever you go, you'll stay out of trouble and hopefully create a better reputation than you have here. But for us, you'll always be the notorious Nick Pisani.
Thank you.
Get up here, you big hunk of good looking. Hey everyone. So, this lovely man standing next to me is Dyron, and me and Dyron have done a lot of things together since we first met. For my 17th birthday, he gave me a ride in his Mustang. He was there when my car engine started smoking. I thought it was gonna explode. And I was there with him when he dropped his music in the middle of our ensemble performance in February. And some of you have seen talent before, but you don't know talent until you've seen Dyron Powell simultaneously playing his saxophone while picking up his music off the floor in the other. And yes, we did make it to state, by the way. A lot of conversation with Dyron consists of his car, his boots, and his girlfriend. And Dyron has taught me a lot of things in life, but if I had to choose my favorite thing I've learned from him is that the next time you want to send a picture of your amateur college girlfriend, don't send them to me by accident. Love you, buddy. In all seriousness, Dyron's been like a brother to me. He's been such an honor in my life. It's been such an honor to get him to know him these past 3 years. And I'm going to miss him so much, and I know we all are. I aspire to one day be as loving and caring as you were to me when you first met me. And I know you have a ton of great things planned in your future. And I wanted to congratulate you on being accepted into the engineering program at Texas A&M University.
did me like that. Yo. So yeah, Lori. She's been in band for 4 years. She thinks she's so cool. Nah. But like, fish, am I right? No, I'm left. Okay, but for real, Lori's been a big sister to me. She's that person that I can go to for anything from food to getting help with algebra at 2 a.m. Yes. She's always bringing a smile to anyone's face when you just say hi. When I'm a little down in drumline, just standing there playing, I'll always look over to Lori, and she'll just have that weird look on her face, and she'll just stare at me, and then I'll get in trouble for laughing. Ooh, where was I? There we go. Okay, so from riding a scooter in the band hall to getting Freddy's at 12 a.m., thanks for making me your little brother in a way and being a role model for me. I know you're going to go do great things in the future and have fun with life.
If you don't know Yesenia, then you probably think she's quiet and you missed out on a lot of fun. To be honest, I don't know how I met Yesenia, but I'm glad I did, because without her, band would have not been the same. Every time I look at Yesenia, I'm so tempted to hug her because because she's so small and adorable. I'm gonna miss our bus rides where all you did was rap to R&B songs and dance with the freshmen staring and probably scared. The sleepover with you and Shelby will forever be my favorite memory, but sleeping in the middle was horrible. I'm going to miss the times when we would match our Loteria shirts and the times we would occasionally come to my lunch table. Every day with you was interesting and band became 10 times easier and enjoyable. You taught me how to be positive, even on the hottest days of marching, and how to be patient. Yesenia, I always support you, and just know that whenever you're bored, just hit me up and I'll be there. I love you so much, and life better treat you right because you deserve the world. I hope God blesses you with more height and happiness. I love you so much.
Thank you.
So sassy.
All right, so as we come to the end of our 2019 marching season, I'll admit I'm pretty sad to see that it's almost over. It has flown by almost faster than I can keep up with it, and it was one of the most exciting parts of 2019 for me. That all said, this year wouldn't have been as fun as it was without David, for many reasons. Whether it's blasting Metallica while racing to grab donuts for the Load Crew boys, or trying to get the dang grill to start for the barbecue, it is clear to all of us that we couldn't have had a better year without David. He always walks in with a bright attitude and has exemplified amazing leadership qualities, as well as being a great influence to everyone around him. He's just been an amazing friend to me who has inspired me to become a Load Crew lieutenant. He has helped me find myself this year and made me realize I have so much more potential to do great things rather than quit. With all of this, David, I hope you have an amazing life ahead of you. Whether you are joining the Army or the Air Force, side note, the Army is better. You will continue the legacy of our band by serving our country, and not many people have the guts to do that. Since I only had a little over a minute to say all of this, there's so much more I wanted to say, but at this point, all I can say is thank you for the memories, David, for the band and myself. I hope you have a great future ahead of you. Sergeant, a 10, hut. Wait, we gotta take a picture. Yeah.
Next up is Shelby Smith.
Stop. So it's me again. This is Shelby. Shelby and I were literally a package deal that finessed our way to symphonic band. Van was also the mother of Harvey and Harvey 2, and now Harvey 3, which is surprisingly still alive. She's a hardworking matchmaker and our iconic 2-year section leader that led the bass clarinets to win section of the week for the first time in a long time. Sitting next to Shelby for band for 3 years was the best blessing I've received, even though we always got in trouble for talking and never knowing where we are in the music. I'll never forget the time where they forgot to bring your contra bass clarinet to the stage, so you threw your heels and ran out before the performance started, fuming, but at the end we ended up rocking Incantation and Dance. But jokes aside, you're the greatest person I got to meet in band, and I'm very grateful. You always offered to drive me home, even when it was late, and I lived in Atascocita. You pretty much got me through high school without a car, and I'm gonna miss sitting by you. I love you so much, and I wish you the best in everything you do. I promise I'll always be there after you graduate. Just call me or send a snap if you ever get stressed or lonely. Next year's not gonna be the same without you.
Mr. Griffith Stapp.
Hey, Griffith. Aw, thank you. I would like to start off by talking about how I met this guy. Honestly, I don't remember. It didn't seem significant then. I just assumed he was one of those troublemakers that I probably shouldn't be friends with. I couldn't have been more wrong. He helped me more than I could have imagined anyone helping me, like more than my parents. Like, it's insane. Not that my parents are bad, though. They're cool.
I did tell him to say that.
He helped me, like, he literally drove me wherever I needed to go. It's actually crazy. Like, you drove me everywhere. And you were always there for me when I needed you. Like, if I ever needed anything from him, he would be there. It's honestly, I couldn't have done the same thing that you did to me. To anyone. So, band, I ask you to forget everything that you have ever heard about Griffith and go get to know him. Just get to know him. You'll find a thoughtful, kind, caring, funny, and smart guy. I'm not sure if I said smart twice, but whatever. To greet you. I'm sure you'll love him. I love you, homie.
Oh, no, she already took the photo.
Damn it.
David Stepanenko.
That was a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Hey, David. Hey, that's gonna get me in legal trouble. No, probably not. All right, cool. Oh. So I know you guys are probably thinking, or hoping at least, that I'm going to stand up here and roast David for a straight 2 minutes. But unfortunately, Mr. Balch only gave us a minute and a half, so let's get started. The first time I walked into freshman band, this guy was a sophomore, but he played football, so he was marching with the freshmen. I saw a guy that looked kind of familiar. I was kind of confused. And I thought about it for a really long time where I had seen him. It turns out it's a really small guy that looked kind of similar to him with a pointy hat and a trench coat sitting in my neighbor's landscape. For those of you, all of you know that David's the one of the load crew captains. So last year he was the lieutenant, and he used to always say that his grandma could move faster than me moving tubas. So I was told when I signed up for this that his grandma would be here. Unfortunately, she's not, so I wish I could have met her, but not going to happen. Little known fact about David, he actually auditioned for the role of the Joker in that movie that came out recently. If you've ever heard him laugh, he had a good shot at getting it. But the director told him that his laugh sounded too fake, and they didn't want someone on screen that both looked and sounded like the Pillsbury Doughboys. So, love you, David.
Come on down, Sadie Stoltz.
Hey, that's for you. Hey. Okay, so first of all, saying that I am thankful to have met you is such an understatement. Your laugh is so contagious, and like, I don't think anybody in this room can be in a bad mood when you're around them. Hey. When I first met you freshman year, I was really scared of you, but that's only because I thought you were too cool to be friends with me. But I am really glad that I've been able to become friends with you, because one of the main things I look forward to every week and the thing I will probably miss the most is talking with you, Misty, and Eileen on the sidelines of practice and laughing about all the crazy stuff going on. You're so nice and amazing, and the thought of you not being here next year here next year is unthinkable, but I know that wherever you go after high school will be a much better place with you there. I hope your future is bright, and I am more than beyond happy to be able to call you my friend. Also, we have to fist bump. Oh, here you go.
Come on down, Sophie Thibodeau.
Okay, so this is Sophie. She's been our section leader for 2 years, and she's been someone I can look up to. She's been so good to us. She has overcome challenges that, I probably couldn't. She's definitely someone who can make you laugh. She's one of a kind, and I can't imagine my high school without her. You always want what's best for everyone, and you're just such a role model. I know you're going to do great things in college. God has good things planned for you.
David Vodenlick.
All right, so I want to start this speech off with a quote from David Vodenlick himself. "My greatest talent is wasting time." And yeah, that's pretty true. I've looked forward to saying that to everyone here. Yeah, so my first time meeting David was under a full moon. It was under a full moon on the road during the broad daylight on the way to Summer Creek. Yeah.
He's saying on Moon Time, if you guys didn't catch that.
Well, my first impression of David during freshman summer marching was one of awe. Never before had I seen someone get along with people so effortlessly. David stood out to me with his unique ability to connect with people and how often he could get people to look down at their own shirts. Throughout my high school career, I've had the honor of getting to know David, or the self-proclaimed master of trickery. On the marching field, not only does David lead by example through his fantastic marching skills, but he is also willing to help anyone who may be having trouble with fundamentals or the drill. David is always there when you need a laugh or someone to cheer you up during rehearsal. In the stands, David's improvised chants unite the trumpet section into one powerful voice. He also never fails to energize the stands with perfectly executed uses of chants such as the tomahawk chop and ah. In the future, if David is just... In the future, if David Vodenlick is just as persistent in his profession as he is about getting a high five from Mr. Balch or hugging Mr. Morrison, he is destined for greatness.
Thanks, you guys.
Dude, that was awesome.
Riley Lieberall.
Thank you. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, Riley, these past 2 years of getting to know you have been an absolute blast.
We've shared so many great moments, from the crazy days back in geometry to all the fun times at marching rehearsals, to the great performances during concert season. During all this time, you have been a true joy and a great friend. Your energy is encouragement to those around you, and your smile always brightens my day. It's been hard to wrap my mind around the idea of you going off to college next year and the fact that we'll no longer see each other after school. But whatever you do and wherever life decides to take you, I have confidence that you will positively impact the lives of those you encounter and that you will achieve great success in your studies. I hope you'll have a great time in college, and I know you'll be the best teacher someday. Where do we look? Okay. Are you crying? Why are you crying? It's not that sad.
Mr. Trent Walling. Trent Walling.
So Trent was the first person I got to know in band. He came up to me and said, "How are you?" And I'm like, "I'm doing fine." Yeah, he's just been such a great friend these past few years. I can't believe it's gone by so fast. He's like the most unique person I've ever met. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out that this is gonna be like probably our last football game together, but I'm sad that you're going off to college, but I can't wait what lies ahead in the future. So, thank you.
Come on down, Jack Webster.
Dude, you want some flowers? Dude. So, if y'all don't already know, I'm Jack, and he's also Jack. And actually, I was just wondering, can all the Jacks in this room raise their hand? That's a few. So, when we little freshman me walked into those double doors of the band hall, I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't expect another Jack, that's for sure. That also played the euphonium, but he greeted me with a kind and gracious, "I'm the Alpha Jack," and walked away. My self-esteem was in shambles, man. But for real, this guy's been one of the most positive people I've known. He puts a smile on everyone's face, even like through the hard times when we don't get section of the week. It's been such a great 3 years, I think. I don't know how to count. It's been such a great few years with you, man. From like all the 3 a.m. lightsaber duels to reenacting the Hunger Games with this year's freshmen. That was great, by the way. It's been an honor leading this section with you, man, and I can't wait to see what you do in the future. Oh, yeah, we're doing a picture.
Come on down, Rochelle Wilshire.
I'm getting it. My phone died, by the way. Just putting that out there. Okay. They say save the best for last, and who better to fulfill that role than Rochelle? I've known from the faithful day that I happened to sit next to Rochelle during our middle school band camp that she had the biggest heart of anyone. Rochelle's the kind of rare type of person who comes and sits next to that weird, awkward 7th grader who sits 3 rows back rather than sitting in the front row where the flutes were supposed to be. Whether it's the funny text as Alex, Kiara, and I take selfies with Carmina, or listening to orchestral music instead of picking weeds, or simply going out to eat at a Chinese restaurant where we're given a singular chopstick. Every moment with you has made me a better person. Many people have had similar experiences and shared my immense love for you, Rochelle.
While I have the honor to say this up here, there are those who have important things that you should hear but don't have this opportunity. So I have gathered in that bag some of the notes that people have written and words that they wanted to say. As a brilliant friend, drum major, musician, artist, and someone who I consider my sister, you have touched numerous lives with your kindness and beauty, inside and out. You have touched not just those in this band, but in our entire community. With the Lord leading you, I can't wait to see how many more people you give the gift of compassion to. This band is forever changed by your vivacious spirit and loving heart. Though I know these aren't our parting words, remember, Rochelle, you will always have a family here. We love you.
Let's give it up for this year's seniors. Yes. Before you're dismissed, we got about 3 or 4 items of some very important housekeeping items to take care of here. First of all, whenever we dismiss here, it's go immediately to check-in. Fair enough? Lastly, seniors, I would ask that after halftime, after you put your hat and your plume up today, that we form up somewhere there on the track for a picture of y'all in your letter jackets and Mr. Landez, Mr. Morris, and myself. Okay? That's a traditional thing that we've done. I've got the ones from the last few years. And then the last thing that we need to take care of is Mustang Sally in the room? Where is Mustang Sally? 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 Is this going to be kind of like, where's Waldo now? Where is Mustang Sally? Oh, I'm not talking about her picture on the wall. I'm talking about the Mustang Sally, not a replica. Where is Mustang Sally? Fantastic. Put her hat back on. Looks more like a feeding trough. This week's section was euphonium section. Was that right? Give it up for the euphonium section. Fantastic. It's about the tie-dye shirt and the necklace. Is that new? Must be. In third place for this week, working really, really hard, shining bright, is the flag line. In second place this week, that's a drum roll, by the way, if you didn't know, is the flute section. Flutes, we were particularly impressed with all the work you did, especially on Independencia the last couple of days, since Tuesday. Yay. And in first place for this week is the alto saxophones. All right. We're going to let them enjoy that for about 30 seconds. Have a seat. We got one more item. Altos, you only have Mustang Sally for this week. Okay? What we've done, moms and dads, is that each week when we it's extremely competitive, and it's just helped morale, et cetera. But they keep points. There's a running graph over there on the left for section of the season, and you get so many points for third place each week if you get third place, or so many points if you get second place, or so many points if you get first place, and they add it all up, and they've done a fantastic job. We had a great season, haven't we? In third place for section of the season is Flagline. In second place for section of the season, drum roll. Drum roll. This is section of the season, right? And stop. Trumpets. And they're all sitting over here going, okay, they got so many points and they had so many points and who was winning and what's going on. And winner of section of the season, drum roll. Drum roll. Euphonium. Congratulations, Euphoniums. You had a great season. Okay. That's the trumpet section. Don't get me started. All right. You have 3 minutes to get to check in. Go.